Underwood. Thin ice!
So I can't knock down a triple here. Woo, okay. Didn't even miss a shot this entire time, so take that. This better be good for the team.
Oh,
I thought for sure.
there it is. Boom! Yes!
All right, Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 288, January 9th. So you flip the 6 upside down, it becomes a 9. I believe our last episode may have been January 6th. I don't know. Was it? Yeah.
Sounds wrong.
Sounds
it was the 7th.
Extremely right.
You could be right. I don't know.
That might have been the 5th. I don't know. Whatever. Illinois, quick turnaround. Less than 24 hours ago, Illinois won 81-55 over Rutgers, a Rutgers squad that is now 1-4 in the Big Ten, 8-8 overall. But Illinois gets it done in a game where really, I mean, it probably, you could make an argument for it being this close, but Illinois was up 27 at the half.
Yeah, so I mean, they won by 26. Only allowed 16 points in the first half. Got beat the second half, 39-38, but came away with a win. I mean, eventually Rutgers is going to start making some shots. They took bad shots, but ended up making some of them. So I think you got to be happy with it. So
yeah, win's a win.
Player of the game.
Yeah,
I can't imagine, like, in the past years we have agreed on the player of the game as much as we have this year.
Yeah, I think a lot of people look at this game and they think Wagler probably,
right?
At least KenPom does. But Stojakovic, you look at the numbers. I mean, 4 for 6 from the field, didn't shoot a ton. He had 8 rebounds, had a block. Just played a solid game, and he hit a 3. So that's kind of a big step in the right direction, making a 3 for him. Especially 50% from 3. Look out is what I'll say about him.
Yeah, 12 points in 25 minutes, which I was surprised to see they played 25 minutes. But I remember sitting there at the watch party asking where he was. So I don't know what's with the limited minutes right now. Wasn't in foul trouble or anything, but thought he had a solid game. He, again, made the 3. He led the team in rebounds. Mirkovic was 7, Wagler was 7, and then Boswell with 5. So Illinois once again out rebounded somebody by a hefty margin. I think they were averaging like 11.5 more than their opponent. 45-32 this game.
And I will say, with some of the minutes stuff last night, I think there was a lot of more. Let's take the term "of" out of that. There's a lot more bench time for guys like Hummer and Jake Davis. At least, especially Jake Davis playing.
I was going to say Jake Davis, definitely, but really not a whole. I mean, Hummer was under 20 minutes, which
he hasn't been.
Yeah, and then Big Z only played 14. So, but I mean, I don't mind him, getting a little rest for the guys.
The way they did it, the way they're rotating him, you end up with fewer than 30 for Mirkovic, Tommy, and Stojakovic.
Yeah, yep.
And which 32 for Wagler is low.
Yeah, and I think on a game, where you're going to have short rest, I think it was smart for Brad to rest his guys.
They've been kind of doing that. You look at some of their margins recently, like since the first game in December, which was Tennessee, Boswell played 36 in that game. He played 31 against Ohio State, 37 against Nebraska, but then he plays 23 against Mizzou, 23 against Southern, 35 against Penn State, and 30 last night. So they have been being able to rest some of these guys the last 4 games with some of the blowouts. And obviously Wagler only played 20 against Penn State because of foul trouble. But last 4 games, Keaton Wagler is the KenPom MVP in 3 of the last 4.
Mirkovic was last game?
Yeah, and that's probably because Wagler played 18 or 20 minutes. If he plays more, he also was second in scoring in that game. He had 16, Boswell had 18. But, I think it's hard to not be I don't know if surprised the way they're hyping him up, but it's just every game Wagler is just the guy.
Yeah. I mean, he leads the team, 17 points. He was 1 for 4 from 3, but again, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. It felt like Boswell kind of ran the point in this game a little bit more than Wagler did, which is a change that, we've seen Wagler pretty much be the point guard, and it seemed like Boswell was handling the ball a lot more in this game. But only 9 points for Boswell. He did lead the team with 5 assists. So, I mean, they're interchangeable, so I don't think it matters. But just something I kind of noticed that Boswell was running the point a little bit more. Timeout, Frank Granch, $10 donation, big time pod, go Illini, beat Iowa. Thanks, Frank. Probably our biggest supporter, Frank. So we appreciate you. Let's talk about the rise of Jake Davis. 21 minutes, 12 points, 4 for 7, all threes, 3 rebounds, a steal. He's the guy that I've wanted Hummer to be for the last 2 years, is what I feel.
41% from 3 on the year now. Last year, 22 of 64. This year, 20 of 48. So 3 more threes in his next 16 attempts, and he'll be better than last year with those attempts. I mean, 2 of the last 3 games he's been good, but then you look at the 3 of the last 5, 1 for 5, 1 for 4, 1 for 4. But at home, outside of that Nebraska game, at home, 5 for 6, 4 for 7. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Maybe, maybe not. Hopefully he can make a couple on Sunday. But I don't think you're going to see him play 20 minutes very often, although he has in 2 of the last 3 games.
I was going to say, do you think he gets 20 minutes against Iowa? Or do you think Hummer
wouldn't rule it out? He played 18 against Nebraska, 19 against Mizzou.
Yeah. I think we might see a little switch of just Hummer and Davis minutes-wise, just because of Iowa's length. But, Jake's been phenomenal. I can't complain about him. His defense looks better. Illinois' defense as a whole has looked better, but I don't know if that's because they're playing Rutgers and, whoever else they've played. But, we'll find out against Iowa, I guess, if this defense is really better since the Nebraska game. The rise of Jake Davis, the fall of Mihailo Petrovic is the next thing I have. 3 minutes, 0 for 1. It was a layup. I saw somewhere on Twitter he's 6 of 13 on layups this year, like 46% at the rim. He did have a rebound, but I think we're done. I don't think Petrovic is going to get any playing time. I don't think we should expect it. I think Brandon Lee's probably going to come in instead of him. I know last night it was Petrovic, but Brad can't be happy with whatever he's doing. Sorry.
It's unfortunate that this has happened. I don't know what they do with him. I obviously he's not. I don't even know if we can say he's not ready, because he should be, but he's not good enough, I guess, is where we're at now. And he's just so small. That's there's no way he's 6'2". There's just no way. So I think maybe the NCAA knew what they were doing, making this guy a sophomore, because he's 30 years old and sucks. It sucks. I thought he was going to be good. I think he's talented. I just don't think it's going to work here, at least this year.
Not this year. And maybe he gets better. Maybe, he stays. I don't know if he will stay. I think Wisconsin was in on him, so he might end up at Wisconsin or something. I don't think anybody should be mad. I know that we wanted him back. We were hoping to have him back, and he got healthy, but there's just too good of ball players on this team to worry about Petrovic and if he's getting playing time. So Tommy had a better game, 14 points, 5 for 10, 2 for 6 from 3, 4 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block. I thought Tommy did a few things inside. Rebounds, I feel like he should have more than 4, but when you have your guards rebounding, and getting 7, 8, whatever it is, I guess you can't get as many when everybody else wants to crash the boards around you. Illinois shot 11 for 31 from 3, 35% in this game. Tommy was the only other guy besides Jake Davis that made more than one.
Yeah, I'll
Did
take
take 6 of
35%. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'll take 35%.
Yeah, I'll take that every game from this.
Rutgers 27% from 3, so they suck. I think a stat that can't be forgotten is not even a stat that can't be forgotten, but like a lookout. We haven't seen something like this before. Is that Illinois is third in the country in free throw percentage now, 79.7%. You look at the numbers. I mean, they've never had this many guys that make free throws. Stojakovic 80%, Boswell 81%, 83% for Wagler, 81% for Mirkovic, 72 for Tommy, 60 for Zvonimir. Who cares? 81 for Hummer. Brandon Lee 7 for 7. Jaxie's 4 for 4. AJ Red's 4 for 6, and Petra's 5 for 6. So we haven't seen anything like this before.
No, and they got to be averaging at least 20 a game, right? Pretty close to it.
Probably, yeah.
But they find ways to get to the line, which helps, which is what Brad's always wanted with this offense. I mean, knock down some threes, get rebounds, get to the line. That's Tyler Underwood's offense. So I don't know if you saw it. I know you've been working hard all day. There's the shot charts going around Twitter. It's making its way around. And just shows how amazing this offense Tyler Underwood's got going. All shots were either threes or inside the paint. On the other side, Rutgers, it was a bunch of 15-footers, which, I mean, you clearly saw during the game. That's what Brad wants to do. That's what his defense is about. It works against Rutgers. Again, I'm not sold on this defense being any better than what it was. We'll find out against Iowa. But this game overall, I don't know how you can plan. I don't know, everybody did their job. I don't think there was anybody that had a bad game per se. We didn't really talk about Big Z, but he had 2 more blocks this game. Had a terrible post move. Like this is the one thing that stands out to me. And then I think he had an alley-oop dunk. So 2 points for him. But
Illinois is 24th in 2-point percentage. I think a big part of that is that they aren't taking a bunch of mid-range jumpers. And if they are, it's like Stojakovic shooting them, so it's fine. Or Wagler.
Yeah. Yep. And it's usually, I mean, they don't do it very often. It's usually when the shot clock's running down and one of them tries to hit a fadeaway, or you got Mirkovic doing one-legged runners from the corner. But yeah, it doesn't happen very often. And it shouldn't against a team like Rutgers. You shouldn't have to settle for those.
They are second in the country in free throw attempts per field goals made, or free throw attempts per field goal attempts, which does coincide with the point about least amount of fouls committed in the chat from Embrats. Second in the country in free throw rate percentage on defense. So they don't let teams get to the line. Purdue is 5th in that. Nebraska's 4th.
Yeah, I think Brad mentioned that after the last game about how they don't foul. Was that Penn State, I guess? The Penn State game?
Penn State, yeah.
And there were an abundance of calls in that game.
Penn State had 14 attempts. Southern had 8 attempts. Mizzou had 15, but that was a total ref show. Nebraska had 8. Ohio State had 21 ref show. 48 fouls called in that game. Illinois had 32. So they're always having more pretty much anyway, except for Tennessee, where it was 18-14. But that was Jelly Roll ref show. Tennessee shot 44% from the free throw line in that game, so who cares? I would like Tommy to channel what we saw from him against Indiana last year on the road. So I hope he can do that.
Yeah. Post game was the players. I didn't really watch any of it, but I saw a post on Twitter. It was Stojakovic and Davis, and Stojakovic said that a big reason why he came was because of Tommy. So guys still got a lot of faith in him.
There's been a lot said about him, and I know the volume is not there this year, but like he's shooting, and the sample size is smaller, but he's shooting 6% better from 2, and he's shooting 0.3% worse from 3.
Yeah, he's still like the third best 3-point shooter on the team right now. I think it's like
He's never
Jake Davis, Big Z, and then him.
He's never looked like this super energetic big man that just,
Right. Him and his brother are complete opposites. Like Big Z
is much better.
Reserved. Though. Tommy's more reserved, it seems like.
Yeah, but I just feel like the conversation that people were having about Big Z actually being a better player than Tommy is ridiculous. Has he produced a little bit more this year? I guess. I mean, Tommy missed 3 games and also had 0 points against Penn State, but when it comes down to it, one guy is definitely better than the other, and hopefully Illinois can get more consistent play from the one who's better than the other.
And we did see both of them on the court last night, but I think it was like with Davis, Hummer, and Agnini or something.
Yeah. No, it wasn't him.
I know. I don't remember. It might have been Petrovic.
No, it was probably Boswell or something.
I can't remember, but it wasn't
Brandon Lee, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, good win off to Iowa on an early Sunday morning.
Yeah, I think Illinois is, I don't remember what the record is against Iowa in like the last 10 or whatever, but I saw somebody post something about it. But it's a new era at Iowa, so you got to take that into account.
Yeah, this team actually plays defense from what I've seen.
Yeah, that's what is to be expected with Ben McCollum coming in. 1 year at Drake for him, gets to the second round. He went 31-4. He won a bunch of championships at a different level. Comes to college and he went to Drake 1 year, and he's his first year obviously at Iowa, and he is 43-7 and 19-5 in conference play. Iowa is coming off of a loss on the road to Minnesota, 70-67, where they scored 24 points in the first half, and they were down 7. Bennett Sturts, who transferred with McCollum from Drake to Iowa, he's been pretty good this year, I would say. If we were talking about KenPom MVPs earlier, he has 9 of them in their games. He had 21 points, but did go 2 for 10 from 3 against Minnesota. And then Cale Combs also transferred from Drake. He had 14 in that game, but they didn't shoot it well. 27% from 3 for them. They did hold Minnesota to 25% from 3, but Minnesota 17 of 27 from 2. Langston Reynolds had 22-9 or 22-5-4 against them, and Cade Tyson had 16. But only 3 guys in double figures for them in the loss. They did out rebound 39-28. Just seems like they didn't make shots. Seems like they had 14 turnovers as well.
And they had 3 chances at the end of the game to tie it up and missed them all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But they're 12-3, 2-2 in the Big Ten.
Hate playing a team off a loss. Hate it. But
their other 2 games off of a loss, they beat Maryland by 19, and they beat juggernaut Western Michigan by 40.
Yeah. And I know that, you look at their schedule, they didn't really have that tough a schedule. The teams that they did play, Michigan State, they lost to 71-52. Did you say that already?
No.
And then they hung in there at Iowa State, 66-62. I think you predicted Iowa to win that game, if I remember right. But I
think I actually predicted Iowa State to murder them.
Okay. Well,
but maybe not.
Somebody might have predicted it.
I probably did predict Iowa now that I think of it, but I feel who knows? Maybe I wasn't feeling it with Iowa State as much with where they were at that point, just because they haven't lost. There's 3 teams at the top on KenPom that haven't lost yet. This is a big 3 games for Iowa. They got Illinois, then they're on the road for Purdue and Indiana. And that Purdue game is a Wednesday night lead into Illinois Northwestern, I believe. So that's great stuff. But they're a different team. 62% on the interior this year. They're better from 2. From 3, they're 1% worse, which is 38th instead of 19th. So their offensive metrics hold up in certain areas. I think one of the main differences is that they're not quite as effective at not turning the ball over as they were last year. You look at last year's turnover percentage, it was 13.7, which is top 10 in the country. This year, 16.1, which is 102nd. Their defense is kind of the big difference here in terms of the metrics. They're 167th on defense last year. You bring in a McCollum type coach who had a top 45 efficiency defense last year at Drake, and this is what you get. It's a different team. They're a little bit lengthier than we've seen in the past with them. Not a ton of D1 experience, a little under the average, whereas Illinois is above the average, but still not, overly experienced.
Did you say they're shooting worse from three this year than last year?
1% worse.
Okay. Because they got 4 guys over 40%.
Yeah, last year they shot 38. This year they're shooting 37.
Their next guy's 38%, and their 6th guy's 34.6%. So
I think Trevin Jurak is really bringing that down with his 1 or 2 for 14.
yeah,
And
I mean and I don't know how many have been shot by all these guys. I know I looked up Banks and he's taken like 11 of them, and he's shooting 46.
Banks is taking 13.
Okay.
Fulgeris. Fulgeris taking 45. Sturt's taking 86. And then they have guys who are like 8 for 33, and he's taking 45.
Okay.
Coke, by the way.
That's clearly cock. I don't.
He's from Peoria,
He is from Peoria.
Yeah. Yeah, seems like a swing and a miss. How about that? Yeah, Sturt's, Combs, Sage, Coke, and Folgers coffee has been their most frequent 5 this year. And then their second most frequent has been over the last 5. Combs, Howard, Banks. How does this make sense? Kinbaum says their second most frequent depth chart in the last 5 games is Combs, Howard, Banks, Yahoo. So I don't know what that
got to
means.
be Coke.
Great spot for Boswell, I think, on Sturt's here. Or Wagler. Or Stojakovic. I think they got 3 guys. I wouldn't mind trying Stojakovic on him. That length.
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to start Combs, you just throw Boswell on him. And then put, or you could go Mirkovic on Coke, and then, Folgers and Ivasic, and then you have a decision with Wagler and Boswell and all that. Who knows what they do? Might run zone. It's a bad idea.
Lots of zone. Let them shoot threes.
Will this Illinois team wake up for this game? Because they really haven't played a game at 11 this year, have they? The UConn game was 12:30, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta say that this team seems to come out better than teams of the past. They seem to, than what we've seen before. I guess I'm not saying it's great, but it's better than other teams. I don't know. On the road, 11 a.m. They're probably all going to be. Boswell's probably going to be out at the bars watching the Bears game or something. So.
The Packers game, yeah. I think the only game they played this year before noon was UConn. They lost by 13. So there's your sample size, I guess.
Yeah.
But hey, this doesn't, Illinois is not the only team in this game that has to get up early to play. So
that's right.
Trying to see if Iowa's played before noon this year. No, I don't think they have. Cowards. No. Man, all their games are at night. Yeah, Iowa's pretty much played every game at night. So this is going to be foreign to them.
Yeah.
That's why I only got an advantage, big advantage. I will say their schedule lightens up quite a bit after Illinois, Purdue, Indiana. They play Rutgers, USC, Oregon, Washington, Northwestern, Maryland, and then Purdue again. They don't have to play Michigan until March 5th. Teams that only have to play Michigan once this year are catching a break.
Yeah.
Congrats to them.
Definitely. All right. Players watch.
Yep.
Yes.
Andrei Stojakovic is the obvious choice for Illinois because he's going to pop off.
Pop off.
Yeah. And then Sturt's for Iowa because he's their best player. And if anybody is going to have a career night and go for 35, it'll probably be him.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go with Wagler. Road environment, Big Ten, Iowa, should have fans there. I don't know. Fans probably, still showing up there.
Should be this year. They seem like, program is a little bit in a better spot than it was last year.
Yeah. So we'll see. And then I'm going with Cooper Koch. Like I said, from Peoria. He's shooting 44.4% from 3. I don't know why I didn't just look at that. 25 for 45 He hasn't really had like a huge game. He had 14 against Ole Miss. You just can't have another guy get hot. Let Sturts get his, hold down everybody else somehow. His minutes have been weird though. 31 minutes against UCLA, 39 against Minnesota. He's had some games where he's played like 12 minutes. So we'll see how much he plays in this game. And you talked about Iowa has length. I mean, you got Coke, whatever you want to call him, 6'8". Banks is 6'7". Folger's Coffee 6'10". Man, YIU is 6'9". So they can throw some size out there at you. So I think that probably the length matchup is going to be interesting.
Illinois has 2 7-footers and 6'9" Jokic. They'll be okay.
I understand that. I'm just saying it's some size at them. They can do it. Iowa can do it. So
that's what they
and again they play defense. I think teams are averaging 60 points against them or something. Michigan State put 71 up on them. Other than that, is there any other? I mean, Iowa State 66. Been holding a lot of teams in the 60s. So, yeah, predictions.
76-72, Illinois wins.
76-72, Illinois wins.
Yep. Why can't I find Brad's head-to-head with Iowa? I don't trust the AI that said he
What's the KenPom prediction for this?
I think it's 74-72 Illinois.
Okay.
72-71 Illinois, sorry.
Close one.
KenPom has Illinois winning their next 4 until they play at Purdue.
I mean, 72-71, you can't really say they have them winning.
They do, 52%.
What's ESPN got it?
I don't know what that is.
57.5%.
Illinois,
all right.
This is
You find that yet?
This is how you can find flaws in AI. So it says that Underwood is 1-2 against Iowa in the Big Ten tournament, but Illinois won the most recent Big Ten tournament meeting in 2021, which doesn't take into account last year. So I think that makes him 2-2 if he has lost twice. But it does say that Illinois won 8 of their last 9, which sounds correct, but I think it might be 9 of 10. But I don't know. So it's tough to say. If anybody can find the tweet that had the numbers there, that'd be something. He's 3-3. Okay, here we go. 3-3 in Iowa City and 15-9 against Iowa, including tournament games. 3-3, but they won their last one. The last time Illinois played at Iowa, we all had a fun time, I assume. It was March 10th, 73-61. Illinois beat Iowa. Shannon had 25. Gary had 14. Damask had 11. So it was March 10th, 2024. It was the game where Illinois was up 25-9 in the first 10. And we were like, oh, running these boys out of the gym. They brought it back a little bit, but don't worry, folks. Price Sanford in that game had 0 points in 12 minutes.
Wow.
So he's improved since then, I would say.
Hopefully, Ethan doesn't get the trifecta. Oregon, Illinois, Green Bay loses this weekend.
Podcast is over if that happens. Just for the done.
That's such a weird trifecta. You have all 3 of your teams playing this week, and none of them are even.
There's only one that I really, really want to win. And it's not Illinois. It's not Oregon.
Don't even want Oregon to win, huh?
I want them all to win. There's just one that I want to win much more than the others. Like if Illinois loses this game, it's not going to hurt them. It's just like, hey, we got to regroup. Schedule's easy after this though. So although Evanston, I guess, is never easy to play in anymore. Even though I don't think they're good at all. I'm surprised that Michigan State had trouble.
I don't know how good Michigan State is. I mean, I know that their record says that they're good, but man,
I think they're good enough to like.
They find ways to win.
Yeah, they're good enough to beat the teams that aren't that good. The they're also good enough to blow decent teams out. And then they're also a team that will probably lose close games to teams that are better or just as good as them.
I mean, didn't like
they blew Iowa out. They barely beat Arkansas. They blew Kentucky out, who stinks. They lost to Duke by 6. They lost to Nebraska by 2. They destroyed USC and they beat Northwestern by 10, but that was a pretty close game.
All right. Bear down. We'll see you guys later.
Nope.
Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, share this, do whatever you do. Go buy merch over at the merch store. Do all that stuff for us. We appreciate you.
Michigan, Wisconsin tomorrow. Keep an eye on that.
Michigan wins by 22.
I was thinking 36, but either way. And also Michigan State plays Indiana on Tuesday, but Nebraska, Indiana tomorrow is another one where I said guaranteed Indiana win. So lock that in. If you're gambling, definitely.
I mean, there's not going to be anybody there, right? Nobody's going to be at that game. They're all at the football game.
Doesn't matter. It does not matter because Indiana's a wagon. They've won 4 in a row. They beat a really good Siena team by 21. By really good, I mean like a decent. They're fine. Beat one of the better Chicago State teams of all time by 20. So I think you got to look out for them. You got to look out. You have to. You have to look out for Indiana tomorrow. That's all I'll say. Look out for the Indiana Hoosiers tomorrow. They're going to win. There's another game too, right? Isn't there another Big Ten basketball game?
I don't know. Big one tonight, Minnesota, USC, I see.
I saw they're advertising a doubleheader after Nebraska, Indiana. It's probably Michigan, Wisconsin, I guess. No? Yeah.
Penn State, Purdue.
Okay, that's what it was.
On the Big Ten Network.
It's a huge game. Jeez. Michigan, Wisconsin is on CBS. That makes sense. All right. Well, I'll be watching that game, I guess, and I'll watch Nebraska, Indiana. And we'll talk about stuff on the next podcast. And if there is one, I guess I should say.
That's true.
There
Once
might
the trifecta comes.
Well, yeah, if like the Packers win, the other two lose, then yeah, we'll keep going. But all right, well, we will see everybody next time. I don't know when that'll be, but follow the Twitter account at Podcast Line. I'll tweet during the game on Sunday. All right, Underwood,
Thin ice.